students are not the only ones getting ready to go back to school. This month, the teachers have to get their classrooms and their lesson plans in order as well. And of course, we know that's no easy task. Lauren Haney is a middle school math teacher, and she's also the founder of the Sarasota Moms blog. A middle school math teacher.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I'd be lying if that was the first time I've heard that. People are like, are you crazy? I said, yeah. Yeah. But you know, I love it. I love it. It's a lot of fun. I don't like the elementary. I have elementary school kids, but they're so needy. But the middle school, I'm like, oh, it's time for lunch. Go on.
When it comes to lunch.
Yeah.
Peace out.
Oh,
Need a map?
so you are going back to school next week?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. What can parents and kids do to make it easier?
Absolutely. There are so many things that we can do ahead of time just to prepare our kids for success and set ourselves up for success as parents. The first thing is that backpack binders. I don't care how old your children are, they need help, okay? They need help organizing those things. I think once you get into high school and those levels, they should be starting to do that on their own, but especially at the middle school level, God love them, they're clueless. They just putting stuff in their backpack. I mean, I've had kids be digging and trying to find a homework assignment or whatnot. So just being on top of that, having those conversations with the kids of like, okay, here's your binder, this is your math section, those sorts of things. And obviously with elementary, you need to be way more involved with
So that
all
helps
of
the
that
teachers,
stuff.
I would think, when the parents actually do micromanage that a little bit, because we had trouble with zeros this year. I have 3 middle schoolers, and I know you're doing the homework, and he's like, yeah, well, I just couldn't find it to turn it in. Do you hear that a lot?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes
They
I'm
can't
like, did
find
you not
anything.
find it?
Right.
Or did you not do it? Like, which one is it?
Because both are viable options.
Right.
I can understand. I have that trouble with my purse all the time.
Okay.
So organize before
Organize your purse before you go.
You need a backpack.
Yes, I do. So what's another thing? Organize the backpack.
Talking about routines before and after school, this is really helpful. I'm thinking for my own children. I have a kindergartner. Oh my God, my baby's a kindergartner. And then a 2nd grader. And so talking about this is what we do in the morning. You know, you get up. These are my expectations, because I think we all know is that last minute, brush your teeth, get out the door, put your shoes on. It's like trying to avoid that, because it sends kids to school a little bit stressed out. So just trying to avoid some of that chaos before. And then after school, what are the expectations? Most kids now have homework. So what are your expectations? Can you have a snack first? Are you going to do your homework? Is mom going to check the homework? Or are you going to be doing it on your own until I see those zeros?
Right.
Check in and see how it's going. So just the routine before and after school.
Well, I think kids like to know what to expect.
Absolutely.
So they like to know what comes next, so it makes them more comfortable too.
Yeah, yeah. And then you're all on the same page.
Yes. Is there anything else we
Yeah,
can do?
so you want to contact your teacher. So as a teacher, I'm begging all parents, please contact your teacher. It makes it such a better experience, because guess what? Something happened, may have happened at the end of last school year to this school year. It's a brand new teacher. If something maybe traumatic happened, or if something like now we're not eating gluten, or just whatever, something's happened over the summer, let your teacher know. We are not detectives. We do the best we can, but there's some things that maybe there's something off with the kids.
So we're not bugging you, because I'm
that's
really
what-
hesitant
Well,
to bother teachers.
Let's draw a line.
Okay.
There's informative and helpful, and then there's pestering, like when you start to look at where you're putting the blame, saying, hey, I'm trying to inform you of what's going on, versus why did my kid get an F? I'm like, did your kid study? You know?
Right.
So that's
Hey, my
that's
kid
the
may
line.
be disrupting class a
Yeah.
little because his grandfather passed away and he's
Right.
coping or something.
Yes,
Okay.
we cannot guess those things.
Right, but kids don't always say so
Yeah.
either.
Or I had a student last year, amazing student. She had a really rough math year last year. And so we kind of tracked along and grades weren't doing well. Mom contacted me and we would just have regular conversations via email. So much easier than phone calls.
Okay.
And she'd be like, hey, she's struggling with this. Okay, awesome. I'll make sure I check on her.
Right, so
Easy.
email is good.
Email.
So communication.
Oh,
You
absolutely.
want more.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're parenting your kid for a part of the day, basically.
Right.
Well,
Right.
I was always afraid to call because you've got 20 kids or something, and I don't want to bother you, but it's good to know you won't be mad at me.
No.
Email.
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 We will email.
I mean, I could do phone calls. Emails are easier. But yes, the other thing talk about is expectations for the school year. What are we expecting? Are we expecting grades to be a certain level? Are we expecting behavior to be a certain level? Just kind of set that overall expectation of what we are looking for this year. Also talking about dress code when you get into the middle school and Fuller Elementary and high school, and we don't wear one thing and then cover up and okay. So talk about some of that. Yes, so talk about that. And then the last thing is just be active and involved. We know that there is bullying going on at the schools from kindergarten all the way through high school.
Oh,
It's
that's so
happening.
sad.
It is so sad, but we have to talk about it because it's happening. And so just make sure you're active, involved, be involved, especially on social media. If you have kids on social media, I say get their username and passwords, and you have a right to that information. I know that might be a hot topic, but
I love it.
I do too. It's hard to get them to cough it up.
So I'm all for that.
Yeah.
So you can help though when it keeps getting bullied.
Absolutely.
That's
Absolutely.
so good to know. Thank you so much. Of course, look at her blog. You'll get all kinds of great information for the entire year, and you can find it online. Sarasota Mom's blog. Next, we're going to meet this weekend's headliner at McCurdy's.